they get,
Greetings, everyone. Welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Queen Kathy B, as always, with the United Empires of Aquibuline, is here, always supporting. She's everywhere. So thank you, Queen. Welcome. Happy Friday to everyone. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. Hope everyone had a great week. If you hear background noise, my husband's downstairs with my son and his friend. So, so we are here for Wealth Builders Alliances. Haven't been here for a few weeks, been trying to maneuver through some things or whatnot. So we are here tonight. So please take the time to like and share. If you're on, I'm using StreamYard and I cannot see who's on. So if you want to put a comment in the, if you want to put a message in the comment and just say, hey, say you're on, that'll be awesome so I can see who's here. So we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. I'm on Stereo also. I love the Stereo app because it's a mobile app and it's a good engagement. So I like being on Stereo also. People can leave comments or whatnot, verbal comments, audio comments. So welcome to everyone, whatever platform you're listening on. If you're listening on anything other than Stereo, YouTube, Facebook, maybe Instagram, I don't know. There are links in the description for my YouTube page, my Facebook page for Clearest Conscience, my Clearest Conscience website. The United Empires of Aquibuline website is on there. Oh, wow. Go figure. Okay. See? Okay, that's all right. I'm glad you found me, Queen. um, so yeah, check out the links in the description. Like I said, United Empires of Akebalon link is in the description. Acorns link to save some money. Greetings. Greetings, Cookie. Thank you so much for joining. Everyone, please like and share. So tonight, I want to give some people some time to come in. I don't want to be here too long. It's Friday. I'm here in Indiana. The weather's so nice. I was enjoying being outdoors. I figured, though, the sun was going to go down, so I came indoors to do this broadcast. So here we are. So thank you all for tuning in. I certainly appreciate it. So tonight, we are talking about it's National Redefining Wealth Day. So if you've not listened to any of my broadcasts, if you don't keep up with some of the things that I talk about, Clearest Conscious Holistic Lifestyle Coaching, you can find that link in the description. It's not just if you need coaching services, it's really a community, a virtual community of information, just like the United Empires of Akebalon. So make sure you all check out all the links in the description. Okay, cool beans. Cool beans, Queen. Thank you, YouTube. Clearest Conscience, it is promoting empowerment through acknowledgement, accountability, and integrity. So my holistic approach is mind, body, spirit, and wealth. So with Wealth Builders Alliances, every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I typically talk about wealth building and connections and growing your wealth. So tonight we're going to be focusing on more so how your health is your wealth, and building on that, how redefining what wealth looks like. So in the description is an article on from nationaltoday.com. And I'm going to read from that and give some insight. So give me just a second. How's everybody's day going? Shoot me a message. Tell me how your day is going. Hopefully it's going well. There's so many things to be grateful for, right? So we don't ever want to take that for granted, the opportunity to be grateful. So give me a second. Let me find these holidays. And again, I'm looking on nationaltoday.com. That's what's up, Queen Kathy. You all follow Queen Kathy B on YouTube. She does awesome indoor gardening. I'm so excited. I said this last year and I did not take action as far as doing indoor gardening and growing your own foods and all the benefits from that. So you all check her out on YouTube. Make sure you check out Straight No Chaser with the Queen, Tina Berry, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. D Mays with Mind Games Uncut. Check him out on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. Again, the United Empires of Akebalon. Make sure you check out the Black Men's Group of Indianapolis also. And it's always nice. I know everybody's not where I'm located, but it's always nice to promote people and promote businesses, promote endeavors wherever we can, because you don't never know who you're reaching, right? So that's super important, and I love to do that. I try not to ever be distasteful, and I try to represent when I shout people out. So if I shout businesses out or whatever, it does not necessarily mean that they share the same points of view that I do. And that's okay. I respect that, right? So we're all different, but I do want to empower and support and acknowledge different individuals and businesses that are doing amazing things. So yes, shout out to my queen mother here in the house, my beautiful queen mother. So give me a second. I'm looking for this article, which for some reason I cannot find right now. And I see why. Okay, I'm in the wrong month. Can you all hear my husband talking downstairs? So, okay, so here we are, March. I was in May. I'm sorry. Okay, March. All right, here we go. March 15th is where we are, right? You all feel free to like and share. Sorry, I'm in delay. I thought I had this together, but we're going to get it together. Okay, so International Redefining Wealth Day. I'm going to read this article. Again, it's on nationaltoday.com. It's in the description link if you're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all that jazz, right? So it says International Redefining Wealth Day is celebrated on March 15th, which it is. The day asks people to question what wealth means. Should your existence revolve around having money or having well-being? That's a good question, right? If you have a lot of money, but your health is poor and your mindset is poor, does the money matter really? You know, if you have a good mindset and a good concept, and a good open reality to your surroundings, doesn't that beat money? I don't know. You all let me know what you think. So it says, is it impossible for you to earn more out of life without amassing material wealth? It's about achieving your life's purpose, finding fulfillment in the little things, and chasing goals instead of money. How many of us want money and wealth and resources and financial gain, but we don't have any goals? Right? A fresh take on your relationship with money starts with acknowledging that there's more to life than material possessions. Sounds logical. Looking at things from the perspective of opportunity and abundance is more rewarding. So if you have all this money, but you don't have any substance, you don't have anything to contribute, you have a lack of worth, what's the money for? Okay. So it says the history of International Redefining Wealth Day. It says the day was introduced by Patrice Washington, who is the award-winning author of Redefine Wealth for Yourself. The host of the Redefining Wealth podcast, Washington has appeared on shows like Dr. Oz, The Steve Harvey Show, and has also acted as a financial advisor to Steve Harvey's radio and television shows since 2014. And featured in several publications such as Essence Magazine, New York Post, and Cosmopolitan. Okay, and again, her name is, where'd she go? Patrice Washington. Queen Kathy, does that name sound familiar to you? I'm gonna stop right there. Anyway, so we're gonna keep reading. It says, through her teachings on the 6 pillars of wealth, fit, people, faith, space, work, and money, Washington shows women and men that leading a disciplined but satisfying life is better than becoming a hostage to pursuing money. That makes sense to me. A lot of us are living in a mindset of slavery, a mentality of slavery, of domination, of being a hostage, right? Chasing money, chasing things that have no substance and no real essence when it comes to the end of it, right? So it says, as an accomplished personal finance expert and transformational speaker, Washington's work has impacted the lives of millions, giving them the tools to prosper in their careers, homes, and personal finances. Washington's unique philosophy sets her apart from so many other financial gurus, and she freely admits to this, making her an outlier within her profession. Washington has indicated that the day is called is a call to those more interested in finding their life's purposes and gaining wisdom for living a fulfilling life. It is the reason she conceptuates Redefining Wealth Day, so as to help like-minded people develop individual goals and visions rather than forcing them to live a life of deprivation to become rich. Says this way people can become the best version of themselves and focus on their relationships. So that's that. Okay. Queen Kathy says it's our environment and the world we live in. Exactly. Exactly. So I'm going to play really quickly. We're not going to be in here too long. I wonder, like I said, I've not been on here for a little while. So I'll share a couple things from this article again from nationaltoday.com. Again, it's in the description link, so you can look at that for yourself. But I'm going to do some positive motivational speaking recordings, and we'll get in the conversation and we'll get out of here, right? So it says, how do you define true wealth? It says wealth is peace of mind, well-being, and living a life of purpose. I think that's practical, right? It says, what are the 4 types of wealth? It says the 4 types of wealth are money, status, freedom, and health. Logical, right? How can you achieve physical wealth? You can achieve physical wealth by learning from the past, reassessing your priorities in life, and starting with small, gradual changes to your lifestyle. Pretty basic, right? So, International Redefining Wealth Day activities. Think of what you want. Other than money, what else do you want in life? Think about achievements in relationships, not zeros in your bank account. Okay. So what do you want in life? A lot of times I like to talk about journaling, positive affirmations, positive thinking. Everybody wants to be, nobody wants to be poor. Nobody wants to be broke. Everybody wants to be rich. But what does it require for you to get there? Can you go through the process? Can you endure the process? Do you understand the process? A lot of times if we understand what we have to go through to get somewhere to achieve greatness, we'll cop out. No, it's not for me. It's too hard. It's too difficult. It's easier to be less than, to lack, to struggle for some weird reason, right? Says consider your relationships. Perhaps there are people you could stand to cut out of your life, or you could gain from if you got closer to them. Take the time to consider the value of your relationships and whether they'll help or hurt you in pursuing a purpose-driven life. We have to be purpose-driven. We have to be intentional. We have to be consistent, right? Next thing is make a plan. Once you've settled on what you want, it's time to figure out how to achieve it. Plan for long term, but remember that it's a journey. Take it slow day by day and enjoy the process. A lot of us are living lives where we want this microwave mentality, but we don't enjoy anything about the lives we live, right? It says quick facts about wealth in the modern world. The gap between rich and poor folks is what it says. The wealthiest 0.1% rank in 196 times. Bring in 196 times as much as the bottom 90% in the US. I'm going to read that again. The wealth gap between the rich and the poor. The wealthiest 0.1% rake in 196 times as much as the bottom 90% in the US. People don't have retirement savings. 1 in 4 Americans don't have retirement savings, is what it says. It says millions struggle with basic expenses. About 34% of all adults in the US, which is about 83 million people, find it challenging to cover the cost of rent, food, mortgages, student loans, medical care, and car payments. 34%, 83 million people in the United States are struggling. And there's really no reason why. Says the unequal wealth distribution. Says Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Warren Buffett collectively own as much wealth as the bottom half of all American households combined. 3 people, 3 families. What are your thoughts on that? The last one here with this is the economic struggle by the masses. It says the wealth of the bottom half of families, over 60 million families, accounts for only 1% of a total U.S. household wealth. Okay. Why we love International Redefining Wealth Day. Reading on. Still reading from nationaltoday.com. Why we love International Redefining Wealth Day. Says it will lead to mental health. The never-ending rat race and pursuit of money strain of money strain your mental health. Redefining wealth in terms of well-being is healthier and less stressful. Okay. Purpose is sustainable. Says you lead a more rewarding and sustainable life by building your life around purpose and not money. You're more likely to maintain you're more likely, to remain committed to your goals, and you'll feel more satisfied when you achieve them. Does that make sense? Yeah. Breaking free from consumerism. You want money because you want to buy and own things. But does that make you feel fulfilled? Redefining wealth also redefines our relationship with material possessions and helps us to break free from consumerism that rules almost every aspect of modern life. How many of us are living outside of our means? We want to buy $200 tennis shoes, but we have utilities on disconnect. And I'm not shaming anybody because I've been there, done that. But where are our priorities, right? Where are our goals? Again, everybody wants to be rich, but we don't want to go through the process of being wealthy. And it's all in a mindset. Okay? It's all in a mindset. So, shout out to everybody listening on stereo. Feel free to drop your comments if you like. Everybody listening on any other platform, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, shout out to you. I'm going to share my screen really quickly. And we're going to listen to this motivational speech, which I love. Before I do, I want to make it clear I don't want to get any kind of strikes or anything like that. So I will use the Fair Use Act. So let's do that really quickly. Under the copyright disclaimer, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Please enjoy the content. Okay, so I had to put that in there because I don't want to get striked or banned or whatever for sharing other people's information. So shout out to Mind Motivation Coaching. Okay, that's what we're gonna listen to right now. So let me share my screen on the social media platforms again. Thank you for everyone listening on stereo as well. The link on stereo, if you want to jump on YouTube and watch this, is in the description on stereo. You all can check out the different links that are in the description. So let's look at this. Okay, here we go. This is again Mind Motivation Coaching. It's wake up and work hard at it. The secret to achieving your goals. So we'll listen to this really quickly and we'll finish this conversation. Here we go.
As Ernest Hemingway noted, the world breaks everyone, and afterward, many are stronger in the broken places.
You have to be grateful for what you can get. Plain and simple. Like, be grateful for what you have, because that's like, we're lucky to even be here. You know, you have to start in that mindset. It's like, you can't, that's the problem with social media right now, is that you're comparing yourself to people that have like this large success, and you're like, I want to play there. But you first have to go with what you have in front of you and make that meaningful.
Is that you decide you want to make come true in your life, you can do that. It is going to take an inhuman amount of work. You're going to have to be prepared to break yourself in half. You're going to have to learn more than anyone has ever learned. You're going to have to push yourself harder than anyone has ever asked you to push yourself before. You're going to go way beyond your breaking point. You're going to run until you vomit. You're going to study until you fall asleep. You're going to push and push and push.
Every one of us who's a goal achiever sets goals, but very few people think about the obstacles that are there and them overcoming the obstacles.
All over the earth, God is raising up a new breed of wealth builders who will use their money to shape the course of world history without building a golden calf. You see, true prosperity is not about toys and trinkets. It's about influence and impact. Building wealth is not just for you. It's to affect entire families, cities, nations, and atmospheres. It's not about naming it and claiming it. It's not about selfishness and greed. It's about you never having to ask money for permission to obey God or do what's in your heart.
To understand the only difference between the possible and the impossible is your set of skills, a belief in yourself.
Getting better isn't a hack or a trick or a one change that you need to make.
That most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it badder than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep.
We all have things that we're believing for, dreams that we want to accomplish, problems we're hoping will turn around. Maybe it's to see our family restored, lose some weight, break an addiction, to start our own business. But sometimes as it goes on, month after month, even year after year, we don't see anything changing. It's easy to get discouraged and think, it's never going to happen. This is as good as it gets. I'll just learn to live with it. We all go through disappointments, setbacks, loss. Pain is a part of life. It's easy to get discouraged, even bitter. Think, why is this happening to me?
But my question is, why isn't everyone? To me, it comes down to the strategies that you use. There really isn't anything objectively good or bad. There isn't anything that happens to you that can't be overcome. There isn't anything that could happen to you. Anything. You're going to push again beyond that. You're going to force yourself into an adaptation response. And why? Because as Malcolm X said, the future belongs to those who prepare for it today.
If you constantly remind yourself after every defeat after every setback. Every time you get knocked down, I've got a saying, if life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. See, a lot of people, because of failure, they stop believing. Let me share something with you. You will fail your way to success. Yes. 8 out of 10 millionaires have been financially bankrupt. You will fail your way to success. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how many times people tell you that you can't do it. It doesn't matter if you don't have a dime in the bank. You will fail your way to success.
You don't make excuses for the failure, you grieve it. You feel the pain. You don't brush it off, you don't downplay it. You feel the pain and you don't rush to feel better. Now, listen, this is a principle of life I'm about to tell you. To get past it, you gotta go through it. That's true in so many areas, but it's particularly true with failure. To get past your failure, that failure in your life, you got to go through it. You can't go around your failure. You can't go over your failure. You can't go under your failure. You can't ignore your failure. You need to grieve the failure. You need to feel the pain. Now, we don't like feeling bad, but grief is a good thing. Grief is the way we get through the failure, and grief is the way we learn the lessons. So often, we want to just, when we fail, we want to just forget it, push it aside, stuff our emotions, and then immediately go to the next thing. When you stuff your emotions, when you swallow your emotions, your stomach keeps score. It's kind of like, what if you took a can of Coke and you shook it up for a long time and then you put it in the freezer? What's going to happen to it? It's going to explode eventually. It's going to come out sideways. And this happens in your life when you don't deal with your emotions properly. This is why sometimes 6 months after failure, a marriage falls apart. Or 6 months after somebody gets laid off work, there's another problem. There's a physical health problem, things like this. Because you've shaken up the can and you've got all these emotions feeling inside of shame and regret and fear and insecurity and all the things that come with failure, and you're not dealing with them. And so you shake it up and you say, we're just going to put this in the refrigerator and try to forget about it, and we're going to freeze it, and it's going to explode, and it's going to come out sideways in an affair or in wrong behavior or an impulsivity or an addiction or all kinds of other things. I have seen this thousands of times in people's lives. You don't minimize it. You don't rush to feel better. To get past your failure, you've got to go through the failure.
It is far more fun to die on your sword than to die on someone else's. I'm inspired, YouTube. We're gonna make this the episode thing. You'll get whatever you want, Tyler, but this is the core of it. You just saw it on stage. Oh, sorry. You just saw it on stage. Dying on your sword is better than dying on someone else's. So many of you are doing things, making decisions, and navigating your lives based on somebody else's thesis. You're doing it because you think it's the right thing, because your dad's telling you it's the right thing. You're doing what you're doing right now because you're pandering to your boss, even though you don't believe in it. This is how it's gonna play out. You are doing things right now. Yesterday, you made a decision that you don't believe in, but you're smart. You did it because you know how your company scores. Here's the problem with disruption and innovation. Right now, you're being rewarded for being a yes person, and in 36 months, you're gonna be fired for being a yes person. And you're doing it because you just need the security of your job. I'm telling you right the now, if you're watching this vlog and you've got, like, that means you have a certain DNA. Please, I implore you, please die on your sword, not somebody else's. If you're gonna lose, it's much more fun to lose based on what you thought. Do you know how many of you are gonna lose on somebody else's thesis? It's gonna kill at you, it's gonna eat at you, it's going to be the worst feeling. So please, pause this video right now and ask yourself, am I doing my because of me? Then you're good, whether you're winning or losing. Or am I doing it because somebody else is telling me it's the right way? Or I'm subconsciously pandering to please somebody or something because I need the short-term stability. Figure that the out. You know it and I know it. You just need to do something about it.
Losing focus is another way that founders get off track. I actually think this is a symptom of burnout. When you get really burned out on running the business, you want to do easier things or sort of more gratifying things. You want to go to conferences and have people tell you how great you are. You know, you want to do all these things that are not actually building the business. And the most common post-YC failure case for the companies we fund is that they're incredibly focused during YC on their company. And then after, they start doing a lot of other things. You know, they advise companies, they go to conferences, whatever. Focus is what made you successful in the first place. There are a lot of reasons people lose focus, but fight against that really, really hard.
The reason most people fail in business is they make the assumption they're good at everything. And they're egotistical maniacs. And even when it starts to fail because of their own inadequacies, they don't stop themselves and they go on. That's a typical situation for an entrepreneur. So you have to look yourself in the mirror. This is hard to do sometimes, and say, what am I really good at? And what do I suck at? Because you don't want to spend any of your time doing things you're not good at. I'll give you an example. I hate logistics and operations. When you go to a software company, you have to make 10 million disks a month. If you don't like that, you better find a guy who knows how to do that. And you better make him your partner very early on in the process. And I mean partner. I mean, you give him something. You give equity up to fulfill the weaknesses in your own portfolio. That is the key to success. I have never made any money doing it all myself, ever. I've sold many businesses now. Started many, failed at many. The only ones I really made money on were partnerships, where I found people that were good at things that I wasn't good at. I don't mean employees. I mean giving them equity in the business so that they have the same risks and desires that I have. There's only two things in business that matter. One is owning it, and the other is being an employee. Guess which one you want to be?
Okay, I'm sorry, I was on mute. So what do you all think? Lots to unpack there. I wrote some notes down. Sorry. So let me end this. Hang on. Stop sharing. Okay, so yeah, what do you all think? I wrote down some notes. If you're on stereo, you want to comment, please feel free to. So, broken places, coming from broken places, healing from broken places. That's a big deal. The conversation about being grateful and being able to push through things. That is so important. A lot of times we lack mindfulness. Okay, we lack self-accountability, self-awareness, and more importantly, self-love. And it causes us to deflect from our greatness, deflect from our purposes, deflect from our missions in life. And only you can decide what that is, what that looks like, and what you want in life, right? But a lot of times we refuse, or we're so hesitant to push past and go to those obstacles. Again, we want success, but we don't want to go through the process, through the obstacles. So how bad do you want it? Again, looking at my notes, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want success? How bad do you want peace? How bad do you want joy? How bad do you want happiness? And what links will you go to achieve that? A lot of times we settle in our mess. We settle in our disappointment, in our failures, in our shortcomings. And we have such a difficult time seeing beyond those shortcomings, right? We just throw our hands up and it's just whatever, I can't do, I won't do, and we have this undeserving attitude, which is really unhealthy. Okay. What does it say? Discourage. What discourages you? What disappoints you? When you're disappointed, what is your next step? I know Les Brown says when it comes to your issues, 80% of the people don't care. And the other 20% are just glad that it's not them. Okay. I like to think of myself as trying to sliver into that 1% where I do care. I don't want it to be me, but I do care. And that's that compassion, that empathy that we have to have. But at the end of the day, if no one's rooting you on. No one's cheering for you. No one's promoting you. No one's supporting you. Do you fail because you don't have the support, or do you continue to strive? It's a personal decision. Our lives are our own personal choices, and again, we don't want to take accountability and take account of where we are, where we want to be, where we've been, right? And it's really unhealthy. We talk about mental illness. I don't like to use that word. I like to use the phrase mental health, mental balance, mental well-being, because we don't want to talk about the things that trigger us, the things that knock us off our game, and again, a lack of accountability. You choose how you feel. You choose how you respond. What I do or don't do should not determine how you respond, how you feel. But it does. And it's human nature, right? Les Brown said, if you get knocked off your game, you want to land on your back so you can look up and see what you have to look forward to, right? You have to fail to succeed. You have to win. In order to succeed, you have to learn things, right? Too many of us think we know everything. We have all the answers. And that's what's wrong with society today. No one's open-minded. No one's willing to expand their way of thinking and their knowledge and their wisdom. And it's become a catastrophe. It's become a menace to society. People are a menace to society anymore, because there's no accountability for the actions that we take, the responses that we have. And we wonder why there's no wealth building. There's no community. There's no sense of self, no individuality, no purpose, right? So we had to think about that. I'm looking at my notes. Had to get past the failures. So you can't just, throw your hands on your mat because you're going through. You have to go through those failures, right? And for me, the only way you fail is if you don't try. Again, you have shortcomings, you miss the mark, you don't meet that goal that you set for yourself. But for me, I think failure is where we just don't try. There's no ambition, there's no motivation within self. I don't know, what do you all think? Drop me a line in the comments and let me know what you all think. If you succeed, does anybody care? If you fail, people are more quick to tell you about how you didn't make it, how you did come short, but they're not so quick to tell you how great you are, how you've succeeded, how you've overcome. We had to be more compassionate, more gracious, and more sensitive. And not saying that we're pushovers, but we have to understand that people go through things that we don't understand. And having the conversations and communicating is important. But when there's no safety and there's no trust in those conversations, the relationships, people fall short. So you have to find a balance. So in the topic, redefining wealth. Again, it's not just about financial status or monetary things, assets. It's really a mindset. Do you have the mindset to go the distance? Do you have the mindset to succeed? Do you have the mindset to fail and get back up? It's really a mindset. There's a whole lot of crazy people that have a whole lot of money and no sense. So what is your wealth? How do you redefine that? How do you define it? A lot of us can't redefine something that we've never defined. I encourage you all tonight to find your purpose. Tonight, today, whatever time of day it is, find your purpose, whatever that means. Find what drives you. Define your goals. Define your mission statement. Like a business has a mission statement, right? You have a mission statement. What is your mission statement for your life? And nobody else can write that or define that for you. And nobody should be able to sway you from that, right? So you have to die on your own sword. We don't want to die. You think about that. And what that means is you surrender to whatever by your own terms, by your own definitions, by your own standards. We have to stop killing ourselves mentally, emotionally, physically, financially for people that are just going to keep taking and taking and taking. If you're going to yield, do it on your own terms. Define your life, define your purpose, define your goals, and achieve those. So with that being said, again, you all make sure you look at the descriptions in the links. If you're on stereo, you can go to my Clearest Conscience podcast on YouTube and look at that information. Please like and share. Appreciate you all's time. I'm gonna get off here. It's been a busy day. I'm so grateful for the connections I made today. Been a busy, productive day. But I am going to sit it down, spend some time with my king. You all make sure you go over to my website, Clearest Conscious-HLC.com. Subscribe for free to the email. Keep up what's going on. I'm so excited about summer coming up. So wanting to do some awesome things, wanting to empower people. Again, check out the descriptions and the link. Support strong, thriving businesses and concepts and communities, right? Shout out to Crooked Creek Alert of Indianapolis also. Check out the crookedcreekalert.com website if you are in the Indianapolis area, Indiana. If you're not, check it out anyways and share. Always pay it forward. So we're going to redefine wealth here. Let's pay it forward. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Let's redefine wealth together. I always love promoting anyone that I can connect with. And, I do the best I can. So let's pay it forward this weekend. Everyone have a great weekend. If you're listening on replay, still like and share, right? That's all I got. I'm going to get off of here, spend some time with my king and my family, get some rest, get powered up for tomorrow, for the weekend. And that is that. So peace, love, and blessings to you all. Shout out to my queen mother. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my extended family, United Empires of Akibalon. Shout out to you all. Always wish you all well and the best of everything. Again, go to my website, clearestconscience@gmail.com. I'm going to start popping up some videos on there for subscribers. So check that out. I guess we're done here. Peace, love, and blessings. Until next time. Love you all. Grateful for you all. Have a great weekend. Peace.